past year has been an outstanding one for real estate developers, agents, and investors at the same time. Welcome to Elysian Speaks, outperforming Dubai's real estate market, where we dive deep into the heart of the real estate markets in Dubai and the UAE. I'm your host, Peyman, sales manager here at Elysian Real Estate. We've seen some fascinating developments in 2023, and today we're gonna analyze these trends and look ahead what 2024 has in store for us. With me in the studio today is the professor, the man of the numbers, whom I will introduce to you later on, so stay tuned and sit back. Joining me here, my fellow German colleague here at Elysian Real Estate, Esther von Knobelsdorff. Esther, great to have you.
Thank you very much for having me.
Pleasure is all mine. But first things first. Let's start with a retrospective look at 2023. How would you summarize Dubai's real estate market in the past year?
Well, Peyman, 2023, on a larger scale, we have seen a significant growth in real estate transactions, especially in the luxury and ultra-luxury segment. So, for instance, like one of my favorite projects, Six Senses in Palm Jumeirah.
By Select.
By Select, yes.
Yeah, they had some interesting developments the past year. I also recall Edge in Business Bay.
Yes.
And recently, a couple months ago, 3-4 months ago, Nautica in Maritime City. Great projects.
Yeah,
Good
great
developer,
investment, definitely, yes. Also, one of my favorite was Como Residences, of course.
Nakhil,
yes.
the upcoming landmark of the Palm. Yeah, I really like that.
Then also we have seen a significant surplus in foreign investors coming to Dubai either as an end user.
Okay.
They want to live here, they want to bring their business here, or they just want to take advantage of our market here.
Which countries in particular would you point out?
Oh, definitely Indians and Pakistanis. They are on number one, I believe. And we have,
They are, yeah.
Yes, we have Iranians, we have Europeans, Germans, British, definitely.
Yeah, the Brits always been a fan of Dubai, and I can understand why fully. You don't have to ask us. But yeah, I definitely can. I have way more communication with Germans, Austrians, Swiss than I used to have in the past years. I really like that.
Yeah, same for me.
What would you consider is like the main driver when it comes to more foreign investment, to a surge in foreign investments?
Definitely our economic stability. Yeah, that is one. Then our lifestyle here. I mean, maybe we're a little bit biased because we live here for so long, but who doesn't want to live in Dubai?
Biased or spoiled?
Spoiled also, yes. I think like being spoiled, that brings me to the next point, taxes. Yeah. For us in Europe especially, we are so enslaved by the amount of taxes that we have to pay. And living here, yes, I feel spoiled and I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful.
I haven't heard that one before, but I like it. Yeah.
Definitely. Like we cut it loose and we can take advantage of tax-free living. And I definitely don't want to go back to that. So, and this is what a lot of people have seen, especially coming out of COVID, that you don't have to pay it here. You have all the opportunities in the world and you have the lifestyle on top, you know? So they come.
Yeah, another thing that I've heard, and I'm sure you can relate as a woman, safety.
Absolutely, yes.
You know, it's like, because at some point, let's just be honest. If you have $100 million and you have to pay taxes, does it affect you as much as somebody who has way less? Obviously not. So what are the main factors making you move somewhere? It's not necessarily money. That's the feedback I've received in terms of safety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I mean, technically, I could walk here at 3 a.m. in the morning in the streets and nobody would even talk to me. I'm completely safe. Same for my car. I can leave my car anywhere in the streets and nothing will happen to it. Yeah. I can even put the car key on top of the car. Nobody will touch it.
Yeah, we've seen those videos on Instagram.
Exactly, yes.
But it's true.
It is true. It is true, yeah.
Also, the golden visa situation.
Yes.
The recent changes?
Definitely, yes. So the changes now make it so much more easier.
Just like point out what has changed, what has become how it has become more accessible.
So before it was like you have to do a certain down payment. Now you don't have this requirement anymore. So for instance, you just buy your apartment and that's it. You can immediately apply for the golden visa as long as the value of your apartment is worth at least 2 million dirham.
As far as I recall, before it was, you should have paid at least unmortgaged 1 million dirham out of those 2 million. And the construction status, when it was an off-plan, had to be at least 50%.
Definitely.
Now we don't have this barrier anymore, making it way more accessible.
So this also gives more security to the people and more confidence to come here.
Esther, thank you very much. That was a great summary. But while we're at it, let's look at the numbers. Let's talk to the professor, Mr. Malik.
The universe speaks in numbers, and the numbers that Dubai real estate market produced during the last year were just unbelievable. For example, quarter 4 of the last year was 12th consecutive quarter offering price appreciation. On the other hand, market produced 133,000 number of transactions. Now, this number is so huge, not just because it's 38% higher than the previous year, but also because in historical perspective, especially in pre-COVID era, it would take 4 years for the market to achieve this mark. So how much did it grow? On average, property prices appreciated by 19% in 2023 alone and reached to 43% from the bottom-up level of 2020. As per Property Monitor, the prices per square feet have reached to 1,281 dirham per square feet, which is 4% above the previous peak, which is 2014. However, considering the cumulative inflation factor for 9 years, which is 25%, and the fantastic performance of key economic factors, it is considered that the prices are far from bubble stage and it should grow further in coming years. Transactions in 2023. Let's break them down. Out of 133,000 sales transactions in 2023, 55%, which is equal to 73,000 number of transactions, belong to the properties that are under construction. Now, this is the highest number of off-plan transactions ever recorded in 1 year in Dubai market. If we further break this down, what we find is 78% of the transactions belong to the apartment segment, 14% for townhouses, and just 2% for the villa. Now, coming back to the apartment segment, what we find is a studio 1 and 2 bedroom apartments make 70% of the overall off-plan sales transactions in 2023. Reason being, these assets are more investment friendly, they offer high rental yield and offer easy exit strategy. This is the reason why we find so many new projects being launched in Dubai Land, Medan and JVC area. Delivered properties. 35,000 properties were handed over in 2023. However, you might be surprised to know that even with these many properties coming online, the rental values went up by 19% as compared to the previous year. And overall gross rental yield went up to 7.3%. This shows there been a fantastic demand in the market thanks to the growing population and economic development. A luxury segment. Dubai became world's busiest residential market when it comes to luxury property. With 257 transactions of over $10 million, it left behind London, New York, Hong Kong, or any other major city in the world. That's what the numbers say. Over to you, Peyman.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you, Mr. Malik. These were some interesting insights. It's always good to underline certain statements with facts and fundamentals. I always like that.
Yeah. Absolutely. Always good to see the numbers.
Yeah, I also adore for us as agents, of course, to see that the rental price increase was even higher than the purchasing price increase. You know, they're like just displaying a healthy real estate environment. Not everything was perfect in 2023, although the numbers were pretty much. Which challenges did you face in 2023? What was remarkable there for you?
I was not really facing challenges in Dubai per se, but I was facing challenges in the entire global landscape, okay? So, for instance, inflation rates, rising interest rates. This was affecting my clients from abroad.
Oh yeah, more difficult to mortgage.
Definitely,
and
yes.
Sales dynamics abroad due to the high interest rates were, well, non-existent. I mean, how often have we heard, or any agent dealing with international investors, I'll invest in Dubai once I sold my property at home.
Exactly, and we're still waiting for this property to be sold.
It doesn't move everywhere as fast as it does in Dubai.
That could be perhaps like a challenge that you have to educate your first-time investors on this, that the market is so fast here, which is good and bad because you need to make a decision quite fast. But on the other hand, it says that there is so much demand here and not that much supply actually, you know, which is even more healthy. It's a very good market. It's a very good sign that you should invest.
Absolutely. And you have the whole world coming here. I mean, just look what happens after a global conflict. You know, what did we observe here in Dubai?
That's something also I'm getting asked all the time. So people think naturally because of conflicts, there is a hesitancy in clients. There's not. We observed quite the opposite. People were coming to Dubai. They were bringing their businesses. They were bringing their money. They want something for investment and they want a place to stay, to live in.
Yeah, Dubai is just a safe haven.
It is. Absolutely.
That's definitely the case. I always tend to say to some of my investors, it's the Switzerland of the GCC, of the Middle East. It is what it is. I mean, I still feel safe here. I've never felt safer anywhere else. And I was born and raised in Germany.
Exactly. Yes. Same here.
Must be something to it now. And I agree with you that especially once investors are educated or once they, as we say in German, once they miss the bus once for the next project, they are way more aware and alerted to react faster. Because the market is just as dynamic as nowhere else in the world. It started with some astonishing figures. I mean, January has been... We are in the luxury position to do our recap in beginning Feb. So January has been a bomb. I mean, January has been outstanding as well. It's exceeded the January 2023 figures, which were quite strong already by far.
Definitely. I've never been that busy before.
When talking about that, let's discuss your outlook, my outlook for 2024. But before we get into that, let's talk to the man of the numbers, the professor. Malik, what you got for us in terms of projections?
With the prices standing at an all-time high, the leading market analysts believe that the market might still grow this year, but at a slower pace as compared to last year. Among those is the most conservative forecast by Knight Frank, a leading market research company, which has projected that this year market might grow only by 5% in prime residential sector. And you know what? Still, it makes Dubai as one of the fastest growing real estate market in the world. However, in my opinion, market is in a great position. And it's highly possible that the property prices might appreciate by 10% this year. On the other hand, the transaction volume might grow by 12%. And at this rate, the total number of transactions might touch 150,000 mark. And this is something we have never seen before. This might sound over-optimistic to some people, but I have my reasons. The baseline of my forecast is demand exceeding supply of new houses in 2024, which is driven by tremendous momentum of a UAE economy, resulting in growing population and tourism. I believe this phenomena is going to motivate property buyers, real estate developers, and brokerage houses to engage more aggressively in the business during this year, which should keep the market bullish enough to produce what I just have forecasted. Let's talk about the supply factor. City of Dubai needs 45 to 50,000 new homes every year just to cater to the growing population and spillover effect of tourism-based holiday homes. So how did I drive this number? As per Dubai Statistics Center, the population of Dubai during the last decade, starting from January 2014 till December 2023, grew from 2.2 million to 3.65 million, which is equal to 1.45 million or 66% in 10 years. Now, at the same time, the number of new houses that were added into cities' inventory was just 267,000. Now, population growth for 2033 is expected to be at 6 million from existing 3.7 million. And if we apply the same logic, city needs 423,000 new homes to accommodate additional 2.3 million people by 2033, which means 47,000 homes are needed every year for next 9 years. Whereas if we look at the expected handover for this year, the number is just 35,000. This shortage, coupled with the last year's shortage, is going to put the rental values as well as sales values upward. My second baseline for real estate prices to grow by double digit this year is the tremendous momentum of key economic sectors across UAE economy. As per Central Bank of UAE, GDP is expected to grow by 5.7% this year. Now, this is one of the greatest factors pushing the real estate market in upward trajectory. As history shows, there is a correlation between GDP of UAE and the real estate growth rate. And here is the comparison for this correlation for last 15 years. As you can see, GDP growth rate for years 2007 and 8, and then for year 2013 and 14 was at its highest level. And so were the property prices. In the same way, if you take a look at year 2020, when GDP showed a negative growth rate, property prices were at its lowest level, which gives us clear indication that the growing prices will follow the growing GDP this year. But why will this happen? Let's check the economic pillars. Tourism is one of the main economic pillars of UAE. When tourism grows, real estate grows. Last year, number of tourists reached to 17.5 million, spending $175 as average daily rate. Now, this number is way higher than cities' mainstream residential tenancy values, pushing more and more landlords to convert their properties for holiday homes, which is actually absorbing the already limited supply of residential inventory in the city. So just like tourism, financial services sector of Dubai is also fueling the market. The local stock exchange called Dubai Financial Market, or DFM, as a company announced a profit which was 124% more than the previous year, 2022. Not only this, it also added more than 60,000 more investors from 200 countries. At the same time, it outperformed MSCI Global Emerging Market Index by 16%. With the rise of DFM, a new breed of investors, HNIs, and investment companies are coming to Dubai, which are going to pull the demand for housing even more during 2024. And Peyman, this economic momentum is not spontaneous, but a result of government economic plans and strategies such as Economic Agenda 2033, National Tourism Strategy 2031, and Plan 2040. If we take D33 as an example, which is a 10-year economic agenda by government of Dubai, it aims at making Dubai world's fourth most influential financial market by 2033, after London, New York, and Hong Kong. It also aims at doubling the GDP of UAE by 2033, increasing the foreign trade from existing 14.2 trillion dirhams to 25 trillion dirhams, and also to increase the private sector investment up to 1 trillion. And if this was not enough, hear this out. One of the objectives of this economic agenda is to increase the government spending up to 750 billion dirhams during these 10 years. And what that means is we're going to have more roads, more bridges, parks, sewerage, and faster internet, even flying taxis, you name it. All are focused to increase the quality of life and attracting people across the world to come live in this country, do business, find jobs, and buy new homes. And what's amazing is 2024 is just the second year in this amazing growth plan. And we can already see the effects. Over 50,000 new businesses were registered last year alone. And as per Knight Frank's report, the city is facing an acute shortage of new office spaces, which has increased the rent by 69% in some areas. Due to everything that I have told you so far, the chances for the market to achieve this projected double-digit growth are extremely high. That's it. 2024 is a perfect year for investing in Dubai real estate. Over to you, Peyman.
Thank you very much, Professor. There is no projections without fundamentals, no projections without the right numbers. Esther, your take on 2024.
First of all, I cannot stress it enough, the numbers don't lie. And this brings me to the outlook for 2024. Even though it started already, the year started, we're recording this in February, but I expect a huge growth. Not as much as last year, but there will be definitely a growth.
January already proved us wrong, huh?
Definitely,
it was
that's
definitely
true.
better than January 2023.
Absolutely, that's true. But considering that we still have a couple of months left in this year,
A couple, yeah.
so I expect a growth, but not as much.
Yeah, I mean, the start was outstanding for sure, better than anyone
Absolutely.
expected. In this sense, which emerging trends would you say are the ones we should look out for?
Very simple, one word, sustainability.
Give me more than one word.
Sure. So we have seen it last year already with the introduction of Aldar's first project in Dubai. Haven, exactly. They are certified for being sustainable. Miras's project, the Acres.
True.
And of course, the Expo.
All-time favorite. Yeah.
All-time
Launched
favorite.
last year. Yeah. I really like Expo City. I mean, the infrastructure, the community is already there. We're just waiting for the residential towers and townhouses and villas to be finished.
And there's already a metro station. What more do you want?
Apart from that, your advice on investors eyeing on Dubai in 2024?
Please understand the Agenda 2040. That is my biggest advice.
Okay.
So, for instance, let me elaborate a little bit more. The Sheikh announced that we will expand the public beaches by 400%. So we have seen this last year already, finally with the introduction of Palm Jebel Ali.
Yeah.
We have this in areas like Maritime City, Dubai Islands, stunning projects in both areas. One of my favorite projects in Maritime City was Deyas project, Markaza.
Beautiful architecture.
Beautiful architecture and the price per square foot. I'm sorry, like 1,780 per square foot. Amazing.
Yeah, Nautica, I mean, was select group.
Yes.
But they launched at the end of the year at 2,300 per square foot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I still consider it a solid investment, but yeah, the price point was definitely higher. Apart from that, to have a conclusion, 2024, good time to buy. Shall we wait? What shall we do?
Please don't wait. It cannot be better than this. So please start investing. Don't hesitate. Go for it. And like I said before, there are projects that are doing average, which is still good. And there are certain projects that will outperform the market. You cannot find this anywhere else in the world.
Oh, I fully agree with you. Thank you very, very much for your insights, Esther. I'm really excited about this year and what 2024 will finally offer us.
Yes.
I mean, it will be fun to look at that episode in 6 months, 8 months, 10 months from now. Yeah.
I can come again, no problem.
Looking forward to that.
Thank you for having me.
And that's a wrap for today's episode of Elysian Speaks, outperforming Dubai's real estate market. Thank you very, very much for tuning in today. Make sure to subscribe for more insights and reach out to our team here at Elysian if you're looking for a sophisticated exchange about the Dubai and UAE real estate market. Until next time, that's me, Peyman, signing off. Happy investing.